Okay, so you're all very welcome to the class this morning. Structure of the class will be the same as always. There'll be a little bit of transitioning in the standing postures, so just listen out for the cues. When we work onto the floor, we'll be doing a little bit of core. I'm aware that these classes can become quite difficult, so if it is, you can always come into child's pose, just listen to your body. Again, your breathing is a good indicator of if it's becoming too challenging. If your breathing becomes staggered, just come into child's pose and regulate for a few breaths, and you can pick back up. So if you'd like to start in the opening Shavasana, lying back onto your mat, feet out to the edge of your mat. Gently lie back, drawing your arms away from your body with your palms facing upwards. Gently bring your eyes to close. Relaxing your neck. Relax the back of your head. And arrive on your mat this morning. We'll integrate a count into the breath, just to add an element of length and to help focus the mind. We'll breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 2, exhale for 4, and hold for 2. Continuing that cycle of breath. So exhale completely, emptying your lungs. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. Continue with this cycle of breath, adding length and control to your breath this morning. Arriving on your mat for your practice. We will now move into silence, continuing to follow your breath, your inhales and exhales. Bring your awareness back to your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, moving your hands and feet. Gently move your head from side to side, waking up your neck. Resting your head back at center, keeping your legs extended. Join your heels on your mat and extend your arms over your head, getting a full body stretch, pointing your toes, extending through your fingertips, and exhale, release. Gently bend your knees and roll over to your right hand side, making a cushion with your hand. Gently extend your left leg and, keeping your eyes closed, push up to a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. Drawing your hands together at heart center and keeping your eyes closed. Thank yourself for arriving on your mat this morning to improve your physical and mental well-being. With that in mind, bow your head towards your hands, open your eyes. Namaste. To begin today's warm-up, we're going to start off in gate pose. So kneeling on your mat, shift your right leg out to the side with your heel resting on your mat and your toes facing forward. Place your left hand on your mat, a foot away from your left knee, and inhale, raise your right arm over your head and spiral your chest towards the sky, engaging the outer edge of your right foot, feeling the stretch all the way through your fingertips, connecting to your breath. As you inhale, come up, placing that right hand on your right leg, inhaling, raising your left arm, reaching out through your fingertips, engaging your left knee on your mat, connecting to your breath. As you exhale, release that left hand back down to your mat and raise your right arm over your head, spiraling your chest towards the sky, feeling the stretch along your whole right side body. And inhale, come up. You can join your knees together and shift your left leg out to the side with your feet facing forward. Placing your right hand on your mat, a foot away from your right knee. Inhale, raise your left arm over your head, spiraling your chest towards the sky, connecting to your breath. And inhale, come up, placing that left hand on your left leg and raising your right arm up towards the sky, feeling the stretch along your whole right side body. And exhale, release that right hand back down to your mat, raising your left arm over your head, spiraling your chest towards the sky, reaching out through your fingertips. And inhale, come up, joining your knees together. You can now sweep your legs behind you, coming into tabletop position. The palms of your hands are at the front of your mat, with your wrists, elbows, and shoulders in line. Your knees are tracking under your hips. We're going to move into a spinal twist. So keeping your left hand rooted on your mat. On an inhale, raise your right arm, twisting out to the right. Keeping the tops of your feet and your knees engaged on your mat. As you exhale, slide that right arm behind your left wrist, dropping the back of your right shoulder and the side of your head towards your mat. Connecting to your breath. As you inhale, press into that left hand and raise your right arm, twisting out to the right. Connecting to your breath. Feeling a nice twist to your spine. As you exhale, slide that right arm behind your left wrist, dropping the back of your shoulder and the side of your head towards your mat. Feeling a nice stretch on the back of your shoulder. And gently pushing back up to tabletop. We'll repeat that on the left side. So keeping your right hand rooted on your mat. Inhale, raise your left arm, twisting out to the left. Keeping the tops of your feet and your knees engaged on your mat. As you exhale, slide that left arm behind your right wrist, dropping the back of your left shoulder and the side of your head towards your mat. Connecting to your breath. Inhaling, pushing through that right arm, right hand, and twisting out to the left, raising your left arm, reaching out through your fingertips. And exhale, slide that left arm behind your right wrist, dropping the back of your shoulder and the side of your head towards your mat. Connecting to your breath. And gently pushing back up to tabletop. We're now going to move into a cat-cow. So on an inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, opening your chest. Exhale, spine up, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae, dropping your chin towards your chest. As you push the floor away from you. Inhale, dropping your belly, lifting your tailbone, opening your chest. And exhale, spine up, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae as you drop your tailbone and draw your chin towards your chest. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Imagining you're pushing the floor away from you. And exhale, release. Gently coming back to a neutral spine. From here, tuck your toes on your mat. And on an inhale, we're going to gently lift our knees a couple of inches off our mat. Drawing your belly button towards your spine to engage your core. Connecting to your breath. And exhale, release your knees back down. Take a deep breath. We'll repeat that one more time. So gently lift your knees a couple of inches off your mat. Imagining you're pushing the floor away from you. Drawing your belly button towards your spine. And exhale, release, dropping your knees back down. You can untuck your toes. From here, extend your left leg straight out behind you. And extend your right arm out in front of you. From here, you can gently lift your left foot off your mat. Draw your belly button towards your spine to engage your core. Reaching out through your right fingertips, pressing through your left heel. Connecting to your breath. And exhale, release, dropping your hand and knee back to your mat. We'll repeat that on the other side. So extending your right leg out behind you and your left arm out in front of you, and gently lifting that right foot off your mat. Drawing your belly button towards your spine to engage your core. Pressing through your heel and reaching out through your fingertips. And exhale, release, gently coming back to tabletop. From here, we're going to make our way to extend the child's pose. So joining your big toes, shift your knees out to the edge of your mat and sit your bum towards your heels, extending your arms out ahead and melting your chest and forehead towards your mat. Connecting to your breath. Engaging your fingertips on your mat. And at the same time, drawing your bum towards your heels. You should feel a nice extension to your spine. Connect to your breath. Gently make your way back up to tabletop. And in tabletop, tuck your toes and keeping your knees bent, gently lift your hips, coming into downward facing dog. First downward dog of class. You can gently pedal your feet to stretch out your calves and your hamstrings. Connecting to your breath. Slowly, making baby steps, walk your feet towards your hands at the front of your mat. And keeping your knees bent, fold over your knees, grabbing opposite elbows with your hands. Imagining there are weights on the crown of your head and your elbows. Connect to your breath. And on an inhale, pressing through your feet, gently make your way to a standing position at the front of your mat. Preparing for the sun salutations, we'll do 2 rounds of sun salutation A and 1 round of B. So starting off in mountain pose, your feet are together, quadriceps engaged, your spine is straight. On an inhale, raise your arms, reaching out through your fingertips. Exhale, fold forward over your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, palms on your shins, lengthening your spine. Exhale, palms down, step your left and right foot back. Lower your knees and keeping your hips in the air, lower your chest and chin towards your mat. On an inhale, slide your chest forward, keeping your elbows tight to your body, coming into low cobra, lifting your chest. And exhale, moving through tabletop, tucking your toes to lift your hips, coming into downward facing dog. Connecting to your breath here, lifting your sit bones towards the ceiling. Imagining you're pushing the floor away from you. Connecting to your breath. Looking between your palms. On an inhale, step your right and left foot forward to the front of your mat, coming into a halfway lift. Hands on your shins, opening your chest. Exhale, fold forward over your knees. Inhale, raise your arms, reaching out through your fingertips. And exhale, you can release your hands back down. Take a deep breath. We'll do a second round of Sun Salutation A. It'll be slightly more advanced. So preparing in mountain pose, quadriceps engaged, rolling your shoulders back and down your spine, connecting to your breath. On an inhale, raise your arms, joining your palms above your head, looking towards your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward over your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening your spine, opening your chest. Exhale, palms down. You can step or jump your feet back. Bending your elbows, chaturanga. On an inhale, opening your chest, upward facing dog. And exhale, lifting your hips, coming into downward facing dog. Lifting your sit bones towards the ceiling. Engaging your fingertips on your mat. Imagining you're pushing the floor away from you. On an inhale, step your left and right foot forward to the front of your mat, coming into a halfway lift, lengthening your spine through the crown of your head. Exhale, fold forward over your knees. Inhale, raise your arms, joining your palms above your head, looking towards your thumbs. And exhale, you can release your hands back down. Take a deep breath. Preparing for Sun Salutation B in mountain pose. Again, your quadriceps are engaged. Energy through the crown of your head. Connect to your breath. On an inhale, bend your knees, sweep your fingers along your mat, raising your arms, coming into chair pose. Exhale, fold forward over your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening your spine, opening your chest. Exhale, palms down. You can step or jump your feet back. Bending your elbows, chaturanga. On an inhale, opening your chest and lengthening your arms, upward facing dog. And exhale, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Connecting to your breath here. On an inhale, step your right foot between your palms at the front of your mat, so your right ankle and knee is in line. Your left leg is straight and engaged. As you inhale, raise your arms, coming into Warrior One. Keeping that left leg engaged. Imagining your inner thighs are hugging together. As you exhale, release your palms back down to your mat and step your right foot back to meet your left foot. Bending your elbows, chaturanga. On an inhale, opening your chest, upward facing dog. And exhale, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Connecting to your breath. As you inhale, step your left foot between your palms at the front of your mat. Your left ankle and knee is in line. Your right leg is straight and engaged. As you inhale, raise your arms, coming into warrior one. Connecting to your breath, reaching out through your fingertips, keeping that right leg engaged. As you exhale, release your palms back down to your mat and step your left foot back to meet your right foot. Bending your elbows, chaturanga. On an inhale, opening your chest, upward facing dog. And exhale, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Connecting to your breath here as you draw your heels towards your mat and lift your sit bones towards the ceiling. Drawing your belly button towards your spine. On an inhale, step your right and left foot forward to the front of your mat, coming into a halfway lift, lengthening your spine, opening your chest. Exhale, fold forward over your knees. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your fingers along your mat, raising your arms, coming into chair pose. And exhale, release, coming to a standing position at the front of your mat. We're now going to move into the standing asanas. So if you'd like to move your mats or your cameras, as I'll be cueing the next few positions from here. And when you're ready, come to a wide-legged stance on your mat with your feet facing forward. Again, there'll be a little bit of transitioning today between postures. So just listen out for the cues. We're going to start in triangle pose. So turning your right foot out 90 degrees, your left heel slightly in 5 degrees, pressing down into both your feet, your foundation. Raise your arms to shoulder level. On an inhale, leaning out to your right hand side, reaching out through your fingertips. And exhale, fold over a bent or straight right knee, placing your hand on your knee, shin, or ankle, and twisting your torso towards the ceiling. Pressing down into both your feet. Energy through the crown of your head. Connect to your breath. Reaching out through your left fingertips. And on an inhale, come halfway up and bend into that right knee. So your ankle and knee is in line. And place your right forearm on top of your right knee, raising your left arm over your head and spiraling your chest towards the sky, coming into side angle pose. Pressing down into both your feet, connecting to your breath, reaching out through your fingertips. And on an inhale, place that left hand on your back leg and keeping your front knee bent, raise your right arm, coming into peaceful warrior. Keeping a bend into that front knee, pressing down into both your feet and reaching out through your fingertips. Connect to your breath. And on an inhale, push up, turning that right heel in. Take a deep breath. We'll repeat that sequence on the other side. So turning your left heel out 90 degrees, your right heel slightly in 5 degrees. Pressing down through both your feet, your foundation, raising your arms to shoulder level. On an inhale, leaning out your left hand side, reaching out through your fingertips, and exhale, fold over your left knee, placing your hand on your knee, shin, or ankle, and twisting your torso towards the sky. Pressing down into both your feet, reaching out through your right fingertips, twisting your torso towards the sky, connecting to your breath. As you inhale, come halfway up and bend into that left knee so your ankle and knee is in line, placing your left forearm on top of your left knee. Raise your right arm over your head and spiral your chest towards the sky. Pressing down into both your feet, reaching out through your right fingertips, connecting to your breath. On an inhale, place that right hand on your back leg and keeping your left knee bent, raise your left arm, coming into peaceful warrior. Connecting to your breath, pressing down into both your feet. And on an inhale, push up and turn that left heel in. Take a deep breath. We're now going to move into Warrior Two. So turning your right heel out 90 degrees, your left heel slightly in 5 degrees, and bending into your right knee so your ankle and knee is in line. Pressing down into both your feet, your foundation. Raise your arms to shoulder level, reaching out through your fingertips, and gently turn your head to focus your gaze over your right middle finger. Pressing down into both your feet, reaching out through your fingertips. Connect to your breath. Energy through the crown of your head. And on an inhale, push up, turning that right heel in. Take a deep breath. We'll repeat Warrior Two on the other side. So turning your left heel out 90 degrees, your right heel slightly in 5 degrees, bending into that left knee so your ankle and knee is in line. Pressing down into both your feet, raising your arms to shoulder level, and gently turning your head to focus your gaze over your left middle finger. Reaching out through both sets of fingertips. Energy through the crown of your head. Connect to your breath. And on an inhale, push up, turning that left heel in. Take a deep breath. And you can now join your feet together on your mat. We're now going to move into tree pose, a balancing posture. So shifting the weight into your right foot, you can place your left heel above your right ankle, opening out your hip. Or if you're comfortable, take your time and picking a spot on the wall for balance. Lift your left heel and place it against your inner right thigh. You can place your hands together at heart center or raise your arms over your head. In whichever version you're in, pressing that heel into your inner thigh and your inner thigh back into your heel, lifting out of your hips and energy through the crown of your head. Connect to your breath. And exhale, release, closing that hip and extending your leg. Take a deep breath. We'll repeat that on the other side. So shifting your weight into your left foot, you can place your right heel above your left ankle, opening out your hip, or gently taking your time and picking a spot on the wall for balance. Place your right heel against your inner left thigh, opening out your hip, pressing that heel against your thigh, placing your hands together at heart center, or raising your arms over your head. Connect to your breath as you press that heel against your inner thigh and lift out of your hips, energy through the crown of your head. Connect to your breath and exhale, release, closing that right hip, extending your right leg, connecting to your breath. I'll now cue the remaining positions from here. So if you'd like to move your mats or your cameras to how they were at the start of class. And when you're ready, come to mountain pose at the front of your mat. Standing tall. Energy through the crown of your head. We're going to move into chair pose. So on an inhale, bend your knees, sweep your fingers along your mat, raising your arms, coming into chair pose, pressing your heels together, pressing your knees together, and reaching out through your fingertips. Connect to your breath. As you exhale, fold forward over your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening your spine, opening your chest. Exhale, palms down. You can step or jump your feet back. Bending your elbows, chaturanga. On an inhale, opening your chest, upward facing dog. And exhale, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Connecting to your breath here. Imagining you're pushing the floor away from you. On an inhale, raise your right leg out behind you, coming into three-legged dog. And bending into that right knee. Shift your weight into your shoulders and draw your right knee as close as possible to your right elbow. Draw your belly button towards your spine to engage your core. As you inhale, raise that right leg back out behind you, coming into three-legged dog. And step that right leg forward between your palms, so your ankle and knee is in line. And gently come up, drawing your hands together at heart center, and hook your left elbow across your right knee, coming into a warrior twist. Engaging your left leg, connecting to your breath, drawing your belly button towards your spine to engage your core. And exhale, release your hands back down to your mat and step your right foot back to meet your left foot, lifting your hips, coming back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, raise your left leg straight out behind you, coming into three-legged dog. And gently bending into that left knee, draw your left knee as close as possible to your left elbow, Drawing your belly button towards your spine to engage your core. As you inhale, raise that left leg back out behind you, coming into three-legged dog. And on an inhale, bending into that left knee and gently stepping that left foot between your palms at the front of your mat. Drawing your hands together at heart center. We're going to hook our right elbow across our left knee, coming into a twist. Draw your belly button towards your spine to engage your core. Engaging your right leg. And exhale, release. Framing your left foot with your hands. Step your left foot back to meet your right foot. And drop your knees, coming into tabletop. And from tabletop, make your way to extended child's pose. Joining your big toes and sitting your bum towards your heels. Extending your arms out ahead as you melt your chest and forehead towards your mat. Drawing your bum towards your heels. Connecting to your breath. Gently make your way back up to a seated position on your mat. And from here, bend your knees, drawing your heels towards your sit bones. From here, gently keeping your knees bent, lift your feet off your mat. There's the option to extend your arms and straighten your legs, coming into the full version. In whichever version you're in, draw your belly button towards your spine to engage your core, lifting your chest, connecting to your breath. As you exhale, gently release your feet back down to your mat, crossing your legs and placing the palms of your hands beside your hips. Lift your hips for a nice counter stretch. We'll repeat both pose one more time. So drawing your heels towards your sit bones, keeping your knees bent. You can lift your feet off your mat, or you can extend your arms and straighten your legs, coming into the full version. Connecting to your breath, drawing your belly button towards your spine. And exhale slowly with control. Release your feet, crossing your legs and lifting your hips for a nice counter stretch. We're now going to move into side plank pose. So starting on the left side, you can have your left hand on your mat and you can have your left knee and right foot all in line, lifting your right arm up to the sky. There's also the option to stack your feet and raise your right arm. To increase your stability, you can also step your right foot in front of your left. In whichever version you're in, draw your belly button towards your spine, pressing out of your left arm, reaching out through your right fingertips, connecting to your breath, and exhale, slowly release, dropping your left knee and your right hand to your mat. We'll repeat that on the other side. So picking your version of side plank, you can have your right hand, your right knee resting on your mat. However, there's also the option to stack your heels pressing out of that right arm, imagining you're pushing the floor away from you. You can also step that left foot in front for stability. Connecting to your breath. And exhale, release. Gently dropping your hips back down. Take a deep breath. Make your way to a standing position on your mat. As we move into squat pose. So your feet are a little bit further from hip distance apart. You can turn both your feet out between 45 and 60 degrees. Drawing your hands together at heart center. Gently bend your knees and open your hips as you sit your bum towards your heels. To intensify the stretch, you can use your elbows to push your knees apart, keeping integrity in your spine, energy through the crown of your head. Connect to your breath. And with control, pressing through your heels to push up to a standing position at the front of your mat. I'm now going to demonstrate pro pose. So you can just observe me because there's loads of different versions. So again, you can come back into squat pose like this as we were, and you can just shift the weight into your hands. Just getting used to shifting the weight into your shoulders and hands if you're comfortable here, or you can give it a try by placing the palms of your hands at the front of your mat. Gently pressing your knees towards your elbows, just above your elbows. You can lift one foot, you can lift the other foot. Just getting used to shifting the weight into your hands and shoulders. If you're comfortable, you can lift both feet. In whichever version you're in, just connect to your breath, drawing your belly button towards your spine to engage your core, lifting one leg, lifting the other leg. And when you're ready, you can come back to a seated position on your mat. We're now going to move into bridge pose. So lying back onto your mat, draw your heels towards your sit bones. Your feet are about a hip distance apart. Placing the palms of your hands flat on your mat beside your hips. On an inhale, you're going to press into your heels to lift your hips towards the ceiling, rolling each vertebrae off your mat. There's the option to tuck your shoulder blades under your body and interlock your fingers as you draw your hands towards your heels. In whichever version you're in, lifting your hips towards the ceiling, engaging your core, and drawing your inner thighs together. Connect to your breath. And exhale, release, slowly dropping your hips back down to your mat. We're now going to move into shoulder stand and then moving into Halasana. So lying back onto your backs, you can draw your knees towards your chest and rock from side to side for a more restorative posture. If you're comfortable, you can roll back onto your shoulders and lift your legs towards the ceiling, pointing your toes as you draw your chest towards your chin, connecting to your breath, following your inhales and exhales. This is a really good posture to finish class, as all the blood rushes to your head, calming your mind. If you're comfortable keeping your legs as straight as possible, you can try and drop your feet in behind your head, coming into Halasana. If your feet are still in the air, keep your hands on your lower back for support, or you can drop your feet in behind your head and interlock your fingers, pressing your hands away from your body. You can bring your eyes to close here and connect to your breath. Gently, you can bend your knees and roll vertebrae by vertebrae, dropping your hips and your feet back to your mat. Taking a couple of deep breaths. To finish class today, we're just going to go into a gentle spinal twist. So drawing your hands away from your body into a T shape. You're going to lift your feet off your mat, keeping your knees bent. And on an exhale, gently drop both your knees out to the right hand side, keeping your left shoulder rooted on your mat. Feeling a nice twist to your spine. You can bring your eyes to close and connect to your breath. Gently bring your knees back to center, and with control, drop them out to the left, keeping your right shoulder rooted on your mat. Feeling a nice twist to your spine and a stretch to your obliques. Connecting to your breath. Gently bring your knees back to center, and you can extend your legs out to the edge of your mat, coming into the closing Shavasana. Gently lying back, drawing your arms away from your body, with your palms facing upwards. Bring your eyes to close and relax your entire body on your mat. Allowing your mind and body to absorb the benefits of your practice. I will now guide you through the closing Shavasana. Completely relax on your mat. Relax your toes. Relax the soles of your feet, your heels. Relax your calves, the backs of your knees, your hamstrings, Relax your hips, feeling them open out like a book. Relax your abdomen. Relax your chest. Relax your fingertips, palms of your hands, your wrists, relax your forearms, elbows, relax your upper arm, up into your shoulders, allowing your shoulders to draw away from your ears. Relax your shoulder blades, feeling them slightly apart. Relax your neck. Relax the back of your head. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Feeling your tongue draw away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your lips. Feeling them slightly apart. Relax the space around your eyes. Relax your eyes, feeling them draw towards the back of your head. Soften your eyebrows. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Soften your forehead, seat of your mind. Relax every single hair on the top of your head. Relax your entire body, feeling the support of the earth beneath you. Relax, relax, relax. We will now move into silence for the next 5 minutes. Taking this 5 minutes for yourself, allowing your mind and body to absorb the benefits of your practice, embracing the stillness and silence as we move into silence. bring your awareness back to your body, making any movements with your fingers and your toes, moving your hands and feet, waking up your neck by moving your head from side to side, resting your head back at center. Join your heels on your mat and reach your arms over your head, getting a full body stretch, pointing your toes, reaching out through your fingertips, gently bend your knees and roll over to your right hand side, making a cushion with your hand. And gently extending your left leg and pushing up to a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. Keeping your eyes closed and drawing your hands together at heart center. Taking a moment to thank yourself for arriving on your mat this morning. Taking the peace and compassion of your practice and applying it throughout your day in your thoughts, actions, and speech. Remembering to be compassionate to yourself. With that in mind, rub your hands together, creating heat, creating energy. Place the palms of your hands over your eyes. Blink your eyes open to the darkness of your palms. Draw your hands away from your eyes. Bow your head. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.